Greetings everyone and welcome to another tutorial made by Klaus Kärjäinen. Today I'm gonna show you a quick example of how to create a really simple randomly spawning items for example, a platform game. Let's get it started. So navigate to editor.construct.net. And here you can find, if you don't have an account for Construct 3 yet, go ahead and create one and then continue the tutorial. But right now, let's start with pressing up the new project and giving the project a name. I'm gonna go give this a random spawner. And I'm gonna leave all the other options here by default and click create. So here we are at the scene, so let's make a randomly spawning item system. Right click on your to an empty place, insert new object, and let's create a ground for our game. So it's gonna be a platforming game, so let's create a tile background. So if you type in tile there, you can find the tiled background. Don't choose the tile map. Let's go for the tiled background. And here you can draw whatever you like. I'm just gonna choose a solid green color here and change the size of this from pressing from the top. These two arrows pointing at the corners. Press that and change the size to 32 and 32 pixels. I'm gonna paint it all green and put it on the scene and put it as a ground of my game. So resize it by using these handlebars at the sides of the object once you select it. And then you can press yet another time right clicking on the empty screen, insert new object, and you can type in sprite here. So you can find the sprite, double click that and add it to the scene. And let's draw something as our main character. I'm gonna change the size yet again to 32.32 and what should I draw here? Let's draw some kind of a slime monster. I don't know. There you go. It's gonna have eyes. It's gonna be beautiful. Let's paint some kind of eyes for it as well. There you have it. That's complete. I'm gonna close it and have the player character in our scene right now. So let's add in some movement by choosing our tile background first, and from the left side click the behaviors and add new behavior and search for a solid. If you can find it like I don't, just type in solid and you can get it right there. Double click it, close that window, and let's pick our player and yet again from the left side use the behaviors. Add new behavior and look for an platform. Yet again you can type it in search, but it's at the bottom. Let's choose the platform. Let's close that and just a quick test that everything is working smoothly. You can use the arrow keys to move with your character. There we have it, it's working great. So let's name the objects in our project. So on the right side, you can find the sprite and tile background. Let's name the sprite by right-clicking at it and pressing rename. And let's name that as a player. And tile background, let's right-click that as well and rename that as the ground. There you go. And then we're gonna create yet another sprite here. So right-click on the empty screen, insert new object, and type in sprite and press enter or double click the sprite and press it on an empty space. And now let's do the first sprite or just color it whole green, gray. We should change the size first, so I'm just gonna press Ctrl Z to undo and change the size to 32 yet again, and put all gray there, the first frame. Then I'm gonna add another frame by right clicking here and pressing duplicate. And I'm just gonna remove this gray here, and here you can draw your first item within the game. which can be randomly spawned here. So I'm gonna draw, let's say, blue rectangle. That's our first object here. There we go. And right-clicking that and duplicate. I'm gonna just remove that away as well. I'm gonna draw yellow something here as our second object, which we're gonna spawn. And right-clicking yet again, duplicate and removing that. And I'm gonna draw pink. Let's say a square. There you have it. Our 3 randomly generated objects. So I'm just gonna close this now and have this right here with only the gray pointing out our spawn location for this object. So what we wanna do, we are now wanna choose the places in which the objects spawn by pressing the object and right-clicking it, and you can find copy here and right-click on the empty space and paste. And you can paste these as many as you like. I'm gonna just go for, let's say, 4 objects. And I'm gonna rename it on my project settings as well by right-clicking at it and pressing rename. And let's name it a pickable object. There you have it. And then we can jump to the event sheet from the top. And let's put in some code. So let's add an event and pick our pickable object. And from here you can find on created right here with the green arrow on the left side. Let's pick that. And on the action, choose the pickable object and choose the set frame. And type in here as the frame number, we want to type round, open bracket, random, open yet another bracket, 0 point pickable object dot animation frame count, and close the brackets 2 times and press enter. And we want to add another event. Choose the pickable object and compare frame. Let's try to search for that. Compare frame equal to 0. What we want to do is actually destroy this object like that. So now when we go to the layout and press play, one thing what we forgot to do was that let's close that and jump into our pickable object and choose the animation and set the speed to 0 right here, so we don't play the whole animation when it spawns. So here we have it. All our objects spawned by random. So how would we use this to make different kind of functions for our player? We could just go right here and add event, choose the player and type in for the search on collision with another object and pick in the pickable object. And we could just add in the destroy, of course, there, but also add in a couple of sub events. For example, pressing on the left arrow and pressing the letter B, and pressing it out again, and maybe even a third time, because I have 3 frames in our animation. So I just double click here the sub event and choose the pickable object and choose the compare frame. And right here what I want to type is the number 1, and on the second one, of course, I want to put in the number 2, and on the third one I want to pick the number 3. There you go. And so basically what you could do now is add any kind of features for your animation, for the pickable object. What I'm gonna do here is, for example, add action, player, so let's say set max speed, and what I'll type in here is player platform max speed plus 500. Let's go for that. And for the second frame, add action, player, and from here I want to say set gravity. So let's put it player dot platform dot gravity minus, let's say 500 again. And for the animation 3, let's say add action player, and let's say set max fall speed. So let's type in again player platform max fall speed and minus 500 again. So let's test how that works. So we have actually only 3 of the same type of objects. I'm not sure what does this do. Looks like it did something to our gravity for sure. Let's go see what the colors are there. So what we should do here is make some kind of a reminder for ourselves. What are the different kind of objects? What does those mean? So let's see the blue one, number 1, yellow one, number 2, and the purple, number 3. So let's close that one and go see. So the blue one was max speed, and the yellow one was gravity, and the purple was max fall speed. So we could also press in Q to type in these. So yellow, which is number 3, means max fall speed, and press Q again, and was it blue, the first one? And it was the max speed. And the third one, which was yellow, sorry, not yellow, it was purple. I'm pretty sure I checked wrong. So the purple was number 3, which means purple is, let's type in here, purple. And the yellow is the gravity. There we go. So this is just as a reminder for ourselves to know what's happening. So there you have it, a really simple style to make and pickable, randomly pickable objects to your game. So basically, using a system like this enables you to do any amount of pickable objects as you like, since only creating, let's go to the pickable object, only adding new frames into the animation, you can add new items. Let's close that. And because we have here set the animation frame to random 0 to the number pickable object animation frame count, which means that it's gonna check how many frames is the maximum frame amount in your pickable object. But using the 0 animation frame will destroy it, so there's a chance that the spawn point doesn't spawn anything. You can remove this if you like and set some kind of object to the animation frame 0 if you like. But I just like to use that because there's a chance that you don't actually get an item into some spawn point. And basically adding new animation frames, let's say 10 of these, and different kind of features, what happens when you touch them, you're gonna have a massive pool of different kind of objects which the player can pick and have different kind of effects which affect the player movement behavior, or maybe gives him another weapon, or you name it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. And if you didn't, please let me know in the comment section. As a feedback, I would like to improve my future videos. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.